Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into what might be one of the most dramatic commands in the entire Bible. Now, on the surface, it absolutely sounds like the end of the world. But as we're about to see, the original text could be hiding a very different message.
Okay, let's just jump right in. The verse opens with this incredibly powerful, almost apocalyptic command. You've got an angel shouting to this figure on a cloud, who is likely the Son of Man, to start a massive harvest of the entire earth. The message seems pretty straightforward, right? The final judgment has arrived.
But is it really that simple? Is this just a scene of judgment like it appears to be? Or, as some of our sources suggest, is there something else going on here? A different message, hidden in the words and even the structure of the passage itself.
To figure that out, we have to become linguistic detectives. The first clues are actually embedded right in the original Greek words used in the verse. And trust me, they reveal a much deeper level of meaning and urgency.
So our first clue is the Greek word for crying out, which is kazon. Now, this isn't just any old shout. The word implies something formal, something authoritative, like an official announcement that a moment of huge importance is finally here. Think of it less like a yell and more like a divine declaration.
And next up, you have the word for ripe, exerathanti. This one is really fascinating because it literally means dried up or withered. Now, in farming, that's exactly what you want. It describes a crop that's at its absolute peak maturity, perfectly ready to be harvested. So the command isn't just, hey, it's time to reap. It's more like, reap now, because this moment is absolutely perfect.
But here's where it gets even more interesting. This verse doesn't just stand on its own. Our sources show that it's actually the first part of a very precise three-part sequence involving a series of angels. And understanding this pattern, well, that's the key to unlocking the verse's full meaning.
Now look closely at where they're coming from. The first angel comes out of the temple. The second angel also from the temple in heaven. But that third and final angel, he emerges from the altar itself. This isn't just some random detail, you guys. This is a very deliberate and deeply symbolic progression.
So you've got to ask, why this specific pattern? This is where a crucial interpretation from our sources comes into play. This whole sequence is a symbolic picture of the Trinity at work. It's not just about three separate angels doing three separate things. It's about one single unified divine action.
Okay, let's break this down because it's pretty brilliant. The first angel, coming from the temple, is seen as representing the Father, the ultimate authority who determines the perfect timing. The second, also from the temple, symbolizes the Son, the one who actually carries out the harvest. And that final angel, coming from the altar with power over fire, represents the Holy Spirit, who applies the results of that harvest.
So, according to this view, these are not three separate events at all. It's really one complete picture of salvation, a single divine mission kicked off by the Father and carried out completely through the Son and the Spirit.
All right, so let's pull all these threads together. What does this actually mean? When we put all these pieces together, the language, the pattern, the symbolism, the whole meaning of the harvest starts to shift away from an act of cosmic judgment to something else entirely.
And this changes everything. What at first looks like this chilling scene of divine punishment gets completely reframed as a powerful message about divine salvation. The harvest, in this light, isn't about gathering crops for destruction. It's about gathering souls for redemption, all made possible because the work of salvation is, quote, finished.
Now, this idea gets even stronger when you connect the angels coming from the temple to this super famous event. Remember, at the very moment of Jesus' death, the temple veil, the thing separating humanity from God, was torn in two. It was this huge symbol that access to God was no longer confined to a building, which makes a direct harvest of souls possible for everyone.
And all of this leaves us with a really powerful final thought. By looking just a little bit closer at the original language and the symbolic patterns, a verse that seems to be all about a terrifying final judgment gets completely transformed. It becomes a message of an open invitation, a declaration that the time for redemption isn't just coming, it's here. It's perfectly, fully, and completely ripe.